Are sneakers dead in 2026? Nah, they're actually thriving. As we get toward the end of June, many people out there in the sneaker content space and just in sneakers in general are asking, where are sneakers midway through 2026? I think many times if we're trying to gauge the health and the vitality of sneakers, what we look toward is hype. What we look toward is the resale market. Many people are trying to use the resale prices to say sneakers are dead, sneakers are not dead. 2025 realistically kind of reset sneakers for the future. And I think the reason being is because there were so many hits that came out, so many shoes that came out of the vault that really made a statement. And I think people felt revitalized in the sneaker game. One thing that I have noticed over the last year and a half is that retros in terms of Nikes and Jordans are down as far as the hype is concerned. The availability is high, the hype is low. And many people, I think, take resale prices, they take hype, and they decide that a sneaker is worth it or not based off of that. To me, that is not the right way to gauge where sneakers is. I actually think that there is a real reason as to why these GR OG colorways are actually sitting on shelves. One, it's because Nike, of course, has had a disconnect with their customer base. But I think it's actually a little bit more complicated than that. It has something to do with the culture itself. I think one element of where we are and how we have gotten here has been the decline of resale. Resale has been around now for quite a long time, and for many people, resale has really soured them on the sneaker experience. They feel like these people come in, they are vultures, they get all of the stock, they get things backdoored, and it makes it so that people like us, the real people in sneakers, are not able to get the shoes that they want at retail, and we have to go and pay these exorbitant prices. Resale really capitalized on a moment, and I think that that moment has faded to the point that resale still exists, it will always exist, but I don't think that it's where it was at the height of the pandemic, where people were paying $500-$600 for things like Panda Dunks, the Tom Sachs general purpose shoes, and all of that. What I think has actually happened now is that resale has changed. This decline has made it so that it has filtered out a lot of people from the culture, and I think what is left are the real sneaker people, the people who love it, the people like you and me. So why does that matter? The reason that it matters is because the decline of resale, the bursting of this bubble, has filtered out a lot of folks who came into this game looking to capitalize on the opportunity that was profit. Now that a lot of those folks are gone, and they only come around whenever there's the hypest of hype shoes, what is left are people like me and you. Are real sneaker people, people who love this game, who loved it then, they love it now, and they're gonna continue to love it no matter what. I think the reason why that matters for these GRs is because I think a lot of these folks have a lot of these shoes. They've already had the opportunity to cop Air Max 95 Neons. They've already had the opportunity to get a banned Jordan 1 in some form or fashion. People like me are salivating at this opportunity and where we are in sneakers because I'm able to get a lot of the shoes that I never had the chance to get. They were too expensive by the time I came into the game late, and now being able to get them, but also at a discount, everybody kind of wins in this scenario. And so I think what is actually happening is not the decline of the Jordan Retro, but more so that people now don't feel the need to get every single pair because they want to wait for something else. And the other brands are capitalizing on this opportunity. They're capitalizing on this bubble bursting, but they're forming something that is so much better than availability. If I had to pick my favorite sign of health so far in 2026, I think my favorite sign is seeing the community building that is happening. There are a lot of smaller designers, smaller boutiques that are coming into the space and really making a mark for themselves. I think about all the work that John Geiger is doing. I think about that Unheard Of release earlier in the year. I point that one out because of the fanfare that it got. And it was a fanfare that was built by the sneaker community for the sneaker community. Yes, it was an Adidas model. Yes, that's going to bring a lot of people to the yard. But what it actually did was bring a lot of folks together in the creator space that are out there who are real sneaker people. I think about the people that I know who I saw that were out there. Not only were they able to get a pair of shoes that were absolutely fire, but they were able to collaborate with a bunch of other folks who were doing the same thing and spreading the same love in the community. That's doing so much more than any sales report, so much more than what hype could ever do. That is building a true community. But it's not just building a community, because a lot of those folks were already a community in and of themselves. But what I think is happening below that level is we are now building the foundation for the future. We are building the foundation for the future of sneakers by cultivating these seeds that are people like me and the real people, the people like you that are left, and speaking directly to them. Nike is speaking past you. They don't understand how to connect with their consumer, but unheard of, Adidas and these other smaller brands, they know what to do. They need to get real sneaker people involved. And I'm seeing that across the board in 2026, and I think the effects of it are going to last for a long time. So what does all this mean? All this means to me is that sneakers are not dead. Sneakers are actually thriving. And the reason that they're thriving is because what's being cultivated right now is not a bottom line, it's not a colorway, it's community. I've spoken about this before, that community is so very important. But this community is not being fostered just by people like us. The brands, the boutiques, they're a part of this now. They're trying to get people back outside. They're trying to get people into groups to talk about sneakers, to be hyped for them for all the right reasons. And that's something that I think cannot be fabricated in any way. We're seeing that organically now between these folks. We're seeing that organically out in different geographic locations all over the world. I think that brands are jumping on this ship, they're taking advantage of it, and I think sneakers right now is in the best place that it's been since I got back in. We've gotten away from the mass consumerism, we've gotten away from all of the resale, and what we're back to is a straight love for sneakers, a straight appreciation for the craft, and just talking about it with people like me, people like you, and other content creators. Content creators now are pivoting. But the ones that are still here, the ones that stay, they're just like you and me. They're real sneaker lovers, and all of us, even you, are gonna have a part in building the future of sneakers. So if you ask me, in 2026, sneakers have never been better. I hope this finds everybody well. I hope this finds everybody safe, as I always do, and I'll catch you in the next one.